how did it change life? It changed our life in the way I described, but in another way. Now my parents had two incomes. They paid off their home. They bought their home, the one that I grew up in 1927, for $4,000, a story and a half frame house with a garage. In 1942, when my mother went to work in a shoe factory, they still owed $2,000 on that house. Well, with my mother's income, they paid that off. And shortly after that, we had prior to the war and during the war, we had a 1927 Chevrolet. Beautiful automobile. And after my mother worked, then my dad bought a different car, a newer car. I never did like that one as well as the old one. But that's another story. So economically, there was an improvement in our situation at home. That doesn't mean that there was a lot of money, but at least bills were paid and things were improved. We got a refrigerator after the war. We didn't have that before. We got an electric stove. No, gas stove. Prior to that, we had a coal oil stove, coal oil burner. I can still smell that, every time Mom would light the stove, I can still smell that coal oil burning in the house. Well, things just were, economically, were better for us at that time, for my family, for my parents, and I had 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and they were all younger. I'm the oldest of the family.